Why is everyone always traveling the world and I can't afford it? Well, two reasons: you might not know how to travel efficiently, or you are buying way too much stuff that you don't need and not saving money for the most important thing in the world, travel. Here are 19 of my best tips to help you travel the world on a budget. Hi friend. Hi, Woo, May. Coughs, this is how a video begins. Laughs, book using a private window. Make sure you clear your browser cookies and even use a private incognito window while searching for flights. Websites track if you've looked at these prices before and they bump up the prices. So for everyone's benefit, use a private window. Getting really good flights. Laughs, getting really good flights is an art form and I have perfected it over my 12 years of travel. I'm having a great time today. I use websites and apps such as Momondo, Skyscanner, and Kiwi.com because you can actually select flying from your local airport to anywhere, and it's gonna list flights from cheapest to the most expensive. So if you're flexible with where you want to go, this is perfect. The world is your oyster, get on it. I book far in advance if the destination is really popular, such as Iceland or Israel. You need to get in early because everything is so expensive leading up because it is a very popular destination. If a destination is relatively unknown, you can book closer to the date because sometimes accommodation in Airbnb, for example, is slashed so dramatically closer to the date, but there is a risk involved. This could turn out to be a disaster and work against you and everything is actually more expensive, so use this tip with caution. Fly on a Tuesday or Wednesday, usually it's a lot cheaper flying on these dates, but this is not always accurate, so check Momondo, Skyscanner, and so forth. Sometimes even going day by day to try to identify where the cheapest flight dates are. Imitate siren in distance, go save the lives of people, go get it, exhales. If you don't have a flexible schedule, it's still wise to look up the cheapest days to fly, then ask for time off, and then book those flights, instead of the other way around. Stay in hostels. Dorm rooms are fine, mixed dorm rooms are fine. The large dorm rooms are fine. I've only had a handful of bad experiences in the dorm rooms, when it's too loud, too many people walking in and out, doors slamming. If you're a female and a bit nervous, stay in an all-female dorm. I will point out that the only time I ever had anything stolen from me was in an all-female dorm. In all my 12 years of travel, this is the only bad thing that's ever happened to me, though, so it was just a one-off experience. Just book whatever you're comfortable with. But basically, just don't shy away from hostels because they're awesome. You meet people so easy. Another option, Airbnb is awesome, can stay in your own room, you can have the entire apartment to yourself. Sometimes there are just unreal deals, especially if you book for about a month at a time, you get discounts of 35 to 50% off. So, when looking for accommodation, make sure you check hostels and Airbnb because you could be surprised. If you're staying in a hostel quite often, they have breakfast included, stock up for the day. An egg in one pocket, an apple in the other, sandwich in your backpack, goes a long way. Save your stuff by not getting it stolen, referring to the tip above. It doesn't happen very often, but please, for the love of God, lock up all your stuff when you're leaving the hostel to go explore. Put it in a locker, everything, no matter how nice your roommates might seem, it could happen, so I am always cautious and I just pack everything away. I look like a bit of a psycho when I do so because everyone else is sprawled all over the place, but I would rather have my stuff. For transport, just find the cheapest way to get from A to B. So if you're in Europe, it's very easy catching buses. If you're flying long distance, maybe it's easier to fly to a big airport in a nearby area and then catching a bus, or a local plane, or a train from that destination. Flying to smaller airports is always going to be generally more expensive, so just try to find what is the closest. Fly with cabin baggage only. So these days, it's unreal because almost all, airline carriers allow you to have so much luggage on the actual plane. So for example, I carry this backpack and my other backpack with my camera with me when I'm flying, and that's enough for my entire trip, for months at a time. There's no reason why I would need anything more than that. So, a carry-on suitcase and a backpack, you're good to go. If you are a notorious overpacker, have whatever you think you want to bring and then have it again. This is the rule that I always go for, and I still have way too much stuff when I'm traveling, that I hardly use any of the stuff.